Good morning, everyone. Everything looks good on my end from what I can see, but um, hi, excuse me. Welcome to day four. It's day four of the 7 day book challenge. Um, oh goodness gracious, I can't keep my mind straight. Okay, sorry, I was trying to mute it on my side. So if you're new to here, the 7 day book challenge is a writing challenge where we try to complete a first draft of something in a week, whether that's a short story, a poem, a screenplay, novel, novella, it doesn't matter what it is. Goal is to start it and finish it in 7 days. I've been doing daily streams to work on a project. I've been working on a vampire novel about a vampire king who finds out his fated mate is a human who hates vampires, and he has to convince her to fall in love with him, basically. So that's what I've been working on. I am just under 10,000 words for the week because I've only been working on it during these streams. However, I do have off work tomorrow, Saturday, and Sunday. So I'm hoping to get a lot of words then. And then I'm doing a 12-hour marathon on Saturday. So definitely going to get a lot of words then. We'll see what happens. But anyways, yeah, that's what I've been up to. That's what's going on. And for those who don't know, I don't even think I introduced myself. Hi, welcome. My name is Skye. I am a fantasy author who typically writes paranormal romance under the name Kota Hegyes for longer works, Kota Hegyes for shorter works. I have a new release out called Presumed Dead. It is the first in a 7 short story series. There is a QR code on the screen if you want to check that out. But yeah, I've been working on a S.D. Hegyes novel called Just One Bite this week, and it's been going good so far, and that's what I'm going to work on today. So, with all that being said, if you're new to my channel, we're going to do 30-minute sprints. We're going to do 3 of them. Since I am doing daily live streams, I'm only doing 3 sprints compared to when I usually live stream on Saturdays, I do 4. And during those sprints, I like to put up writing prompts on the screen for anyone who wants to write but isn't quite certain what they want to write about. And then on Saturday, we'll be doing that 12-hour marathon, so we'll be doing sprints during the entire thing, and a lot more than just 3 or 4. So let's go ahead and say hi to everyone in the comments, see who all is here, and then we'll get started on our first sprint. So Shannon is here. Good morning. Finished my project yesterday afternoon, so today I'm finalizing an outline and getting started drafting book 7, the final book in the Halfway Point Lodge series. Congratulations, Shannon. That's awesome. Hold on. I got something for you. Hold on. Is it this one? Yeah. Here we go. Confetti! Woo! We love it when people can finish their projects around here. So we got to throw them a party real quick. Okay. Let's see. Miranda is here. Hello. Writing up the comments from my critique partners. Nice. Beth is also here. Hello. Be working on transcribing chapter 18 on Project Alabama. Only like 3 chapters left. You've got this, Beth. We're going to get this done. We're going to do 3 sprints. We're going to get as far as we can today. Tomorrow is Friday. I'll be doing the same thing. I might, because I don't have work, I might do 4 sprints tomorrow. We'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling. Also, if you are in need of more sprints after I finish streaming today, Tamara goes live at 1 p.m. Eastern, which I think is 11 a.m., so in about an hour. And when I hop off, I will post a link to her channel so I can send everyone over there for anyone who wants to continue working. I don't know how long she's streaming today, but she usually does 2 hours, I think. So she might continue at least for another hour after I'm off. But don't quote me on that. She might go longer. I don't know what she's working on today. So that being said, let's go ahead and you're welcome, Shannon. Absolutely. I try to celebrate all the wins for everyone in the comments and myself. You know what the sad thing is I did not do confetti on the day of my publication. Shame on me. How dare. All right, let's go ahead and do our first sprint. Again, you don't have to use the prompt if you don't want to. It's just there if you want to write and you don't know what you want to write about. And this one says, and just where do you think you're going? Dressed like that? Put on a coat. It's cold outside. I don't know about you guys, but here it's not been cold lately. It's been hot. So it's kind of the opposite of what we're dealing with. But yeah, give me wishful thinking. Let's go ahead and do this first sprint. 30 minutes on the clock, starting in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time, everyone. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I wrote 959 words. Let me write that down before I forget. Just been using scrap paper for all my word counts lately, so I can add them all together and input them in my system later. Excuse me. Let me reset this. According to my computer, I have to write 13,000 words today to stay on track to finish this novel by the end of the weekend. Oh boy, is that going to happen? Nope. So, by the time tomorrow comes around, it's probably going to be up to 15,000. I am probably not going to finish this project by the end of this weekend, but I'm on chapter 5 because I finished chapter 4 during that sprint, and I'm really happy with that. That's great. So I'm slowly getting there. I do have to reread what I wrote today because I was like mixing up events in the chapter. In one chapter, the two characters are having a phone conversation, and then in the other chapter, um, after a few days have passed, they start off on the phone and they agreed to get a meal together so they could talk and chat about some stuff. And I forgot they were getting food, and I think I switched it back over to like phone conversation. So I have to fix that on the next sprint. But that's okay. I'll figure it out. Let's see. Shannon was like, "Girl, you owe yourself some confetti." Beth got 1,000 words. Miranda finished the chapter. Moving on to the next one. All right, everyone's doing awesome. 1,000 words is awesome, Beth. I love that. Um, that's what I'm aspiring to for every 30-minute sprint. I would like to get as close to 1,000 words as I can. But does it always happen? No. Have I gotten really close sometimes? Yes. Have I gotten over it sometimes? Yes. It just depends on what's going on, what the story is, and how distracted I am. Shannon said, just over here outlining, so no words. Nothing wrong with that. That's great and fantastic. Shannon, that brings me to a question. How long does it usually take you to outline so that you can get moving on to drafting? Like, do you suspect you're going to finish outlining today, or is this going to be something where you're going to be spending the rest of the week outlining? Because I know you write mysteries, so I don't know how much of that I don't know how detailed you get into your outlines before you start writing, I think is what my question is. Like, do you know the whole mystery and who done it before you even start writing the first word? I'm curious. I've only ever written one mystery, and until I revealed who the killer was, I didn't even know who the killer was. I was like, I don't know. We'll figure it out when we get there. And it turned out I'd been leaving clues all along, and I didn't even realize it was one of those subconscious things. And I was just like, oh. And I was like, for a first draft, this isn't bad. And I'll have to go back. I did not outline it at all. I was just going with the vibes, mostly because I wasn't like even trying to write a paranormal mystery at that point. I was like, I had a story idea for I knew there was going to be some kind of mystery involved, but I didn't know how involved the main character was going to be in that mystery. I thought it was just going to be like a background thing because her friend was possibly in danger, and it turned out I was wrong. It became like an amateur sleuth kind of thing. I don't think it's a cozy. As I was writing it, I was like, oh, this feels cozy, and then there's a couple of things where I'm like, I don't think this is cozy. So while I call it a cozy paranormal mystery, I don't think it is a cozy paranormal mystery. I think it's a little too taboo is not the right word. Harsh, I think, is the stakes aren't as low as I think cozies like to be. So, ow. Shannon says, because this is the final book, so much is already set, so the outline is basically an outline of the mystery. I should be done in a couple hours. I do a light outline and pants the rest. Nice. That's so cool. I love that. But then again, I love hearing about everyone's kind of writing processes because everyone can have such different processes and still come out with a book in the end. And it's just, to me, that's awesome. I love that so much. And some of my favorite videos to watch are like people talking about their writing process and how that goes and what they do. So I'm super excited about that. All right. I have read all the comments. and our break is over. I had to pause the timer to finish my thoughts. So let's go ahead and start our second sprint of today. Again, we're doing 3 sprints before we hop off on here, and then I'll send everyone over to Tamara's channel. So our second prompt for our second sprint says, I don't know how you always manage to do it, but you've really screwed the pooch this time. There's no coming back from this mistake. So that's our prompt for the second sprint. You don't have to use it if you don't want to. And we're going to start this sprint in 3, 2, 1, go. All right, that is time, everyone. Let me know how you did, what you did in the comments. I wrote more words. I got 1,046 words this time, which is amazing. I'm really happy with that. I fixed I fixed the part where I made it sound like they were still on the phone. Um, and then I continued writing from there, basically. And I am now most of the way through, about halfway through chapter 5. I'm thinking this is going to be one of those novels that has like 16 to 20 chapters, roughly, at 21. I don't know why those two numbers are the ones popping in my head, but I think that's what's going to be. I have a rough outline that I am no longer following, and it's great. It's going great. Like I'm happy with the progress I'm making, so I can't complain. But I just, I don't know. I like the story. I'm just so used to writing short stories of late that it feels like it's going extremely slow. It's not. It's going to the pace it's supposed to be for a novel. It's just that I am so used to short stories these days that I'm like, what is happening? Why aren't we going anywhere? So, but I've been developing the characters and their relationships with each other, and I'm actually doing fairly well on description too. Is there places where I could bulk up the description? Yes, absolutely. But all things considering, with description being like one of my weaknesses as far as writing goes, I'm fairly happy with what's going on with my descriptions. So yeah, that's the progress I made. Let's see how you guys did in the comments. JC popped in saying hi, hello. Miranda says I'm about halfway through this chapter, 8 of 10. Nice. Beth has 700 words and finished the chapter. That's awesome. And Beth says, now it's gaming time. Thanks for the stream. I'm getting so much done. You're very welcome, Beth. I'm glad you've been able to get some stuff done. So now you've got 2 chapters left, I believe. Also, what game are you playing? You playing Fallout? Out of curiosity? I know that's the one you were playing yesterday. You were playing Fallout 76. I think. Now I'm curious. I don't know. All right. But have fun gaming. Either way. Congratulations on finishing the chapter. Let's do something real quick. Hold on. Before you leave. Hopefully you haven't left yet. Confetti time! Woo! Finish the chapter. Okay. So yeah. All right. Beth says yes, I think 2 more chapters, and yes to Fallout 76. I have not played Fallout 76. Fallout is not one of the games that I'm really interested in playing. However, I've seen enough ads for the show that came out, the Fallout show, that I'm like, I kind of want to watch the show. I know we were talking a lot yesterday about sci-fi and the fact that I prefer watching sci-fi to reading sci-fi. And then I think that's, I won't go as far as to say that's part of it, but like Fallout the show looks awesome. And from the few people I've talked to who play the Fallout games, love the show. Like they feel like it's a good adaptation of the game, and I'm like, I'm here for that. I love a good adaptation. Beth says the show is awesome. See, there you go. Just another person telling me the show is awesome. So I really do want to watch the show. I just haven't gotten around to it yet. Again, I'm not much of a. Excuse me, sorry. I slept until like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I got up an hour before my stream started. I should not be tired, but I'm tired. Anyways, I'm not much of a TV show person. I'm more of a movie person. So there's a lot of shows on my list that I may or may not ever get to. Beth says it really has been good with following the game concepts. And Shannon also seconds that Fallout the show is fantastic. I don't know anything about the game. Fair enough. Fair enough. But yeah, it's on my list of things to watch. I just haven't gotten around to it. There's a few things on my list to watch that I haven't gotten around to. Oh goodness. Beth says, yeah, I only got 4 hours of sleep last night, so a nap may be in my plans for the day. I wish I could take a nap. After the stream ends, I've only got like 2 hours before I have to get ready for work. So I could take a nap, and that's kind of what I've been doing. Yesterday, I went to go lay down for a nap because I wasn't feeling good. I took meds and I went to go lay down, and almost as soon as my head hit the pillow, my kiddo texted me. She was like, "Can someone pick me up?" And I'm like, "Dang it." Okay. So I went and picked her up and brought her home, and by then it was almost time for me to get ready for work. So I was like, I'm up. I'm going to stay up. So I just read instead. I got a lot of reading done. In the past 2 days, I've finished 2 books that I've been reading kind of not exactly simultaneously across 3 days. 4 days. 4 days, not three. What is it? Today's Wednesday? 5 days. I started the first one last Saturday. So, anyways, Beth says I'm not good at napping, but I do try every once in a while. I have to make sure I set alarms. So, me and naps only get along if I set alarms. But a nap may be in my future. Justin had off today, which is why I didn't have to get up so early, because since I've been working evenings and he works mornings, the way we've been doing it is I drive him to work because he gets off at the same time I have to be there. So I've been driving to work, coming home, doing the stream, and then have a good day, Beth. Thank you for joining us. So I've been coming home to do the stream, and then when it's time for me to go into work, I will go into work. We'll switch basically. He'll come home, and then he'll come back to work to pick me up. That's how we've been doing things this week because we only have one vehicle. So that's fun. Oh, excuse me. But it's been working so far. It's been a struggle mostly because I have not been feeling good this week, and it would be easier if our schedules were offset enough that he could drive home and then I drive in. It would be fantastic because then I could just after he's gone I could just sleep instead of all the driving back and forth. But meh, what can you do? You do what you got to do. All right, let's do a third and final sprint. We will be back tomorrow for more another stream as well, so no worries there. But for our third sprint today, before I kick you guys off onto Tamara's channel for her live stream, we're going to do a 30-minute sprint. This is our last one. And for our prompt, it says, get in. We're going to get dressed in skanky clothes, get drunk on cheap wine, and forget all about that cheating scumbag you call your ex. So that is our writing prompt. Again, you do not have to use it if you don't want to. And we're going to start this sprint in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. All right, that is time, everyone. That was our last sprint for today. How'd you do? What you do? Let me know in the comments. I managed to write 880 words, which means I have gotten 2,885 words for the day, which is awesome. I am very happy with that. I haven't quite finished this chapter. I think I'm probably going to finish this chapter before I'm done for the day because I'm this close. This close. But yeah, I'm really happy with what I've gotten and how far I've gotten. And now, according to Scrivener, I have to write 12,388 words each day between now and the end of the week in order to hit my goal. Is that going to happen? No. So it'll be interesting to see what it turns into tomorrow. I am probably going to keep writing for a little bit. I know Tamara is also doing sprints, so if you're interested in keeping going, you can hop on over to her channel. Let me put a link to her channel. I don't know how much longer she's going to be sprinting. I know she started sprinting an hour ago. I don't know how long she usually sprints. But let me share that anyway. Let's see. So there is that. I feel like there's something else. I don't remember. Tomorrow I'm going to be doing another stream like this. It's just going to be 3 sprints, maybe 4. And then we're doing the 12-hour marathon on Saturday. And then I may or may not be streaming on Sunday. Whether or not I stream on Saturday or Sunday, whichever one is my last stream, will be my last stream not only for the month, but then I go on a hiatus in July. So there'll be no streaming in July, no videos, no anything. I will have a post that goes live, I think, next Monday talking about that further. So yeah, that's everything that's going on. I'm really excited about the 12-hour marathon. I'm not going to lie. I'm ready to hit the ground running with the story. I like where it's going. I like where it's at. I'm ready to get some words into it. I have now beat the word count on every previous draft. Not quite. I need to write another 1,000 words, and I'll have beat the word count on all the previous drafts. So yeah. All right. Miranda said, thanks for the sprint, Skye. Got another chapter done. I should finish these after lunch. Nice. Congratulations. Got some confetti for you too. Let's do it. Woo! Chapter finish. Woo! So there's that. Shannon says, I actually wrote 547 words. My outline is pretty complete, so I decided to dive into drafting. Nice. Nice. Do you have a word count going with these stories? Just out of curiosity, I don't know how long your stories generally are for this series, so I figure I'd ask. Oh, goodness gracious. My eyeballs. JC says, you've got this, Skye. Have a good day. Thank you. So, I don't know who that is off the top of my head. Usually around 50K. Nice. So they're shorter cozy mysteries. Cozy mysteries are always short in the first place. But yeah, that's awesome. I'm so happy for you, Shannon. You're doing great. So, all right, that is all I have for you guys today. There's probably other things I need to mention. I do have books out. I have books out under SD Hegyes. Those are novellas and novels. There's a couple urban fantasy, a couple paranormal romance, stuff like that. And if you want shorter works, I have a brand new release out called Presumed Dead. It's the first in a 7 short story series. And that series is the first in a larger universe. And there is a QR code in the corner if you want to check that out. So yeah, I'm doing all the things. I am publishing all the words, getting all the stories done. But that is all I have for you guys today, and I will see you all tomorrow. Thank you, Shannon. I'll see you tomorrow as well for another stream, 7-day book challenge stream. We've got this. Got this in the bag. Let's do it. Bye, everyone.